you so much. I've got no regrets that I traveled this far to come and have a holiday. I'm not working. I have a very comfortable place where I'm staying. It's a problem to wake up in the morning because I've had a very lovely time wherever I've been. So thank you for hosting me. I'll take very good memories back to Zambia about Irish people, especially from Belfast, the team who have worked with us for the Project Zambia. It's very exciting, first, to know all that you people have done on our behalf. But briefly, I'll tell you about my country before I can also talk about the many works or the many needs that we have. Zambia is in the center of Africa, surrounded by 8 neighbors. It is a landlocked, meaning that there's no outlets to the sea, neither to any river, but of course we have the rivers within our country. It is a very rich country, so to say, though we don't have anything right now. We have a lot of copper. There are other minerals too, but one time the people who make decisions, especially through the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank, I think put our government under pressure to have the mine sold to private organizations, and as a result, we've lost out quite a bit. Those who are able to read on internet, you will notice, or you will read that we haven't done a very good job of privatization in my country. It has left a lot of poverty along the way. Now, the poverty mainly, apart from the bad planning that we've had, we've tried to work around it to make a difference in our own society. This is why you come in as a Project Zambia, to come and help in what we have identified as great needs. Health is one. From the video, you notice the 2 little children in blue dishes. That's not having a bath. No, that's part of the treatment. Those are very sick children. The ward where we went to visit with the children from the orphanage is for the very, very sick children who haven't had enough food to eat. And that's all they do there, is just to feed them. They are not given much medication, but they just give them food so that they're able to get back to their normal selves. The 2 little girls or 2 babies in the dishes, that's a treatment on its own, because it's like they have a running tummy which goes on for many, many months. So as one of the remedies to stop the tummy running is to put them in water. There is a chemical, something they put there. It's difficult for me to explain. It's a Zambian way of treating children. So when they're put in water like that, it happens 3 times a day. It closes the back so that they're not affected when there's too much running tummy. Basically, health facility in my country haven't been the very best. It all goes back to the planning, or at what level we are with poverty. We've had assistance before, or many organizations are working out, trying to make a difference, but definitely on our own we cannot make it. There are many things that we need to do, and this is why you come in to help us. As we identify our needs in the communities, we need funds. So when Project Zambia came through the Christian Brothers, we were very, very grateful. I've been in the fields for so many years working with underprivileged, but it's not easy to trust people, especially who are not Zambian. We've had pictures before in the newspapers, we've seen them on CNN reports. All it portrays is, yes, a nation that has been, which is dying. There's nothing left out of them. We are trying to make a difference on our own, but we do not have the ability. So funds that you've been raising as Project Zambia has gone to change the living standards of people in the villages, where I think most of you know, there was one small building in a very, very bad state. Now we have 4 classrooms, and the number of children have doubled. There are so many other needs like water, where you find children have to walk for a distance of 7 kilometers, to even more than that, to get a 20-liter container of water. And the people who suffer the most, mainly, are the children. In Zambia, we believe in sending children to do almost everything. So by the time the children come back from drawing water, they don't have enough time to go to school. They're so tired, and the school that we've built is not really at the center as such. But that was one of the places we identified as that needed a school to cater for the many other children on the lower side of the villages. You find that in future, one day you'll have to build more schools around. We do not like to beg, but we don't have a choice. We've tried to do our own thing, trying to live the Zambian way, but it's impossible. We cannot do it on our own. So just remember that all that you've done for us have been appreciated. And we are also glad that you've given us the liberty to identify our needs. There are many people who come to Zambia and they want to point at the work to say, we'll do this for you, we'll do this for you. Now, in most cases, we try to say yes to please them. We've respected your views, that you've come to listen to our needs and identified our own needs, which you've gladly funded. We are the ones who are going to use them, and they mean so much to us. From the video, you're able to see people carrying blocks. Those are community, but that's what we call community participation. Every village sends about 8 men to draw water and be able to help in bringing the blocks closer to the construction site. We don't pay them anything. They know the responsibilities that they have for their villages. So it's also, when you let us work on our own needs, it gives us a lot of pride in knowing that this is what we need. And then you are teaching us also to learn to stand on our own. We believe once you help us, we are not going to come back and say, can you build another school in the same place? We will ask you to do something else somewhere else. It's to help us stand up from where we are, to move on. Depending on you is not the very best, but right now, like I said, the beginning is very, very difficult. Almost everywhere in Zambia, there are great, great needs. What you are seeing on TV represents almost every area of our country. Just that's a very small thing that you saw, but that's what it is. I've traveled enough. That's what it is. There's no better way to explain our needs in Zambia. Health and education is what we believe in. And we're looking at long-term projects because giving education to a child, we're giving them a future. We've had organizations that will just give them food today, tomorrow food, and doesn't help much. So as much as they need food, but they need education, because then they will learn to depend on their own all the time. It's very difficult for me to tell you everything about what we do. I'd rather leave room for questions, then I'll be able to clarify on the needs that are there, and perhaps talk a bit about what HIV and AIDS has done. And there's so many things that we do and that we try to work on. So for now, perhaps I can leave room for questions. If there's anybody, I would gladly answer them according to my ability.